Hi guys, welcome to your week 2 Modern World launch. This is the second week that we'll be discussing the Ideas That Change the World project. If you are new to the class this week, I recommend also going back and watching Checkpoint 1 or week 1's video because that does discuss Checkpoint 1 in a little bit more detail. You could also send me a message if you need some help on that too. Just a reminder that your PACE chart is found in the Google Classroom, and this is what I follow every week and kind of guide the course this way. I also use this for attendance. So it's important to remember that attendance in this course is based on your ability to stay on pace and make progress each week. So it's not necessarily that you got on and tried a focus area one time every day for 5 days. You need to be doing a little bit more than that. You need to be progressing. So what I would look for the next week, you want to make sure that you're on your PACE chart and you're following week 2. So it's week number 2, which runs from 8/29 to 9/4. So by the 4th of September, you want to make sure that you've at least started attempting this focus area. Maybe you're taking your notes and studying the playlist. And then you should also, last week should have submitted Checkpoint 1, and this week you can see the Checkpoint 2 is due. So that's how you follow the PACE chart. A reminder again that your launches are instructional videos to help you learn new concepts as well as stay on pace in projects and focus areas. They have to be completed the week that they are assigned. So make sure, for credit anyway, you can always go back and refer to these for help if you do get behind and need more instruction on a particular checkpoint. They'll be available to you all year, but they will not count for credit for this course if you do not do them in the week they are assigned. And it's important to remember that they are worth 10% of your final grade. So some people, it did affect last year, had an A-. They chose not to do these launches or just forgot, and it ended up bringing their grade down to a B. And it also worked the other way. You had a B+ and you did the launches, it was enough to pull you to an A. The project that we're working on first is the Ideas That Change the World project. And just a quick refresher, we're kind of focusing on enlightenment and how different ideas can bring about change, and how sometimes those enlightenment ideas, what they ultimately led to revolution. So we're going to be looking at 4 main philosophers and their ideas and how they kind of sparked this entire revolution across the world. So Checkpoint 2, when you are in your project view and you click onto the project, on the left side of the screen, you'll see this. So Checkpoint 1 was this one. It should have been done last week. Obviously, if you did not do that, finish Checkpoint 1 before you submit Checkpoint 2, because these do all build on each other. But Checkpoint 2, what you do is click in there. We're focusing on what did Enlightenment philosophers say that would inspire others to think differently about society. So when you do click into that and open up, and it's going to look like this, the part that you are going to be submitting for feedback is this part that I have outlined in red right here. So you'd click on that and it would take you to this document. So Checkpoint 2, when you open up, it's telling you to write a 1-paragraph response to the question and use at least 1 quote from at least 2 philosophers to support your claim. So that's 2 total quotes, one from 2 different philosophers. And if you're not sure where to get, some people can't just off the top of their head respond to this question, we don't expect you to. You need to look to the right side of the screen, because this is always where your resources are that you're going to need to be able to complete this more efficiently. So you'll want to open the Enlightenment Philosophers document set. If you have a printer, I recommend printing it. If not, still open it, and then I would use your highlight tools in Google Docs and really kind of type some notes in there as you go. But you want to make sure you're using direct quotes, and then you're going to be getting feedback on synthesizing multiple sources. And basically what synthesizing means is to compare and contrast. So you're going to have two different philosophers, and you are going to compare and contrast their views on different things. So synthesizing basically means compare and contrast. I also want to encourage you guys to use the plans page. So when you're in this project, you can see overview was the last screen we looked at a few screens ago, but there's also this tab that says plans. And I want you to click into that because I'm going to try to keep you on pace that way as well. rather than if you kind of forget where we are and you don't want to go back into the instructional video and find out what I discuss, make sure you go to the plans, because I'm going to break this up and I'm going to add one every single week to tell you what you should be doing that week to stay on pace and finish the projects on time. Make sure you're also trying the forms of government focus area. Remember that the diagnostic should only be taken one time, unless that's like your study habit is to try to take it a couple times and see like the practice questions. I'd also recommend writing those questions down, because you're probably going to see similar questions again on the test. Make sure that you're clicking into all of these objective areas and studying those resources that are in there, and then requesting the content assessments when you feel that you can do these things that are listed in the description here. A reminder that our instructors pretty much for the most part work between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. So you're going to be less likely to have something open for you in the evening. So if you're thinking you're going to do most of your work at night, still try to get on before 4 o'clock and request them, then go back and do them later on your own time. A reminder that there's no school on Monday, September 3rd, so that's exciting. But as your history teacher, I kind of want to just explain a little bit of why you don't have school on Monday. What is Labor Day? The first Labor Day was celebrated in 1882, and this is when over 10,000 workers marched in New York City demanding better rights for workers. So this was right in the heart of the Industrial Revolution, which we will discuss a little bit more in this course. But you can see there's, child laborers that kid looks to be about 5 years old. As a chimney sweep, they would put the living conditions were, 10 people living in very, very small apartments. So they were marching for better workers' rights. And then in 1894, the United States Congress said that we're going to celebrate Labor Day on the first Monday in September every single year. And on this day, I know we normally just kind of view it as the last day of summer and have a picnic and things like that. But the reason for that celebration is to celebrate the contributions and the social and economic achievements of the United States workforce. So that's a little something extra for you. Also to do for next Tuesday, the 4th, you want to make sure that you are at least starting to study the forms of government focus area and attempt the content assessment. It's okay if you don't pass it, but at least try it once and get a feel for it. And then also aim to submit checkpoint 1 and 2 of the project for feedback. All right, if you need anything, please send me a Hangout. It's the quickest way to get a hold of me. And again, I can try to make a video for you guys to walk you through some things. So, all right, have a good week.